Well, it's telling me that I'm live, and hello, YouTube family. I'm glad that you can join myself and another old school brother because we're going to be talking about what gives us as older people respect. Why, why, why is it today that very few of us, as old school individuals, senior citizens, if you want to, we've paid our dues, we've worked, we're retired, we're, and please leave your comments if you wish. I'll just scoot forward and try to read the comments and as they come my way. But my uh, in studio guest today is a man that some of you may know, uh, most of you will not. He has been a dear friend of mine. Hello to Mark. Thanks, Mark, for tuning in. He's been a friend of mine for years. He used to be a member of my congregation when I pastored in a Reformed church here in Los Angeles. And we've remained friends over the years. And he came by to have a cup of coffee with me today. And I asked him to do this cast because we'd like to talk about old school respect. The premise is that we as senior citizens do not give the respect that we ought to get from those that are part of our tribe underneath us. We don't get the respect that we should get. And why is that true? Now, if Reggie seems to be dozing off,
Oh, I'm not asleep.
I mean,
I'm
okay,
listening to
don't
you.
sleep.
I'm listening to
I
what you
didn't
got, what
know.
you're saying.
All right. Reggie, why don't you just give your name to the audience if you'd like? Just Reggie. Is that enough?
Yeah, my name is Reggie. I've been John's partner for over 20 some years. He's been a good mentor to me, taught me a lot about life, and we're going through certain things of life. For the old school, the new school, and everything of that nature. I didn't see it all come full circle.
Now, he used the term when he first started talking. He said, I've been John's partner. You have to watch it because with this new age generation, Reggie,
I
they
mean,
can take
friend,
your thank you
friend.
because they would take the partner
No.
that you said, but you said it,
Yeah, I did.
and they had it on tape,
But I still,
and so they can bulldoze my reputation.
oh no,
I
it ain't
mean,
nothing like
come
that.
on.
This man been a good mentor to me.
I'm listening to
He taught me a
everything
lot of stuff in
somebody's
life,
saying.
a lot of stuff in life.
Yeah.
What I should think, how I should think, um, things I should be more cognizant of saying when I say certain things to certain people.
There you go.
You know, I shouldn't just fly off the handle. Just you know, because like he always said, people don't think like the old school, like old school. They think of today. People today is think about here and now. They ain't think about the future. They think
Right.
about here and now.
Right.
You know, and that's bad because what's here today may not be there tomorrow. You know,
But you see, it's like I told you, Reggie, you have one of these, don't you, man?
Yep.
Yeah, you got one in your hand. Just hold it up so they can see it. See, we can't even survive without this.
No,
we old school. Now, you know it's true.
Yeah,
if right. You have to call for your medicine, for your insurance, anything, you pick this up. If you lose this, you cannot even function as a citizen of this environment.
So when I grew up, man, you had to go home and get on a landline and call everybody. You didn't have no pager, no phone.
Were you as a child allowed to use that landline whenever you wanted to?
I didn't. I never wanted to get. When I got in high school, I could because when I was junior high school, I didn't care nothing about no phone. I deal with people outside and just like that. Me and my partner, we sit out in front of the house and we out there tell we're gonna play football tomorrow. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna go do this. We're gonna go there, and we already make plans prior to what we're gonna do. So the next day, we all meet out in front of the house and we walk to the bus stop.
Right.
And we go to the movies and we go. You know, go see this little Joanne over here. We go see Elaine over there, and we go do all the little things we need to go do. But we already had plans on doing that. off the dribble, you know. So you can't just like nowadays people can't even deal without a phone. You know, I can't even deal without a phone. I don't even have a landline in my house no more because everybody got a cell phone.
Yeah, I used to have a landline, and I loved it. I guess I love this too because I realized that without this thing, and that's me and my daughter. See, I got my one of my daughter's picture on here. I need to put them both up here,
Yeah,
and they're constantly sending me messages. They said on of the sports channel, from big bucks to journeyman status, from boredom to facing blitzes. Oh, some football player, they were telling me about it. I can't get away from this. Now, do we really need these phones?
now you do
Why?
because that's society.
What makes now different from yesterday?
Everything has changed. Everything has evolved. If you don't evolve, you're gonna get left behind. You have to evolve. You have to evolve. If you don't evolve with the times, you're gonna get left behind. That's one thing I can say about the times of now. If you don't evolve, you're gonna get left behind.
Well,
I just mean my daddy get
keep
up in the
talking. I just have to adjust this computer
Hey,
over here.
I get up in the morning. I see my daddy go to work,
Uh-huh.
and he'd tell my mom, "Hey, baby, I'll be back by 9:30 at my
Keep
break."
talking.
And he'd come by and get his breakfast and everything in the morning.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't talk no more that day because he didn't have no phone. He didn't have a pager. He had talked to her later on that day. So if we got hurt, he wouldn't know until we got home.
Right.
He wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, but see now everybody they call you right now.
There you go.
Right
now
now.
you can see Reggie
Yeah.
by looking at that monitor. That's how
Yeah.
you look
The-
on the YouTube live.
You know, that's what I learned from my dad. I mean, from when I was growing up. If your parents, if you left home, your parents didn't call you, you knew what you had to do. I'll tell you what, all my partners know from Long Beach, them street lights, you see that light flicker, finna come on. Everybody take a, they run into get to the pad because they know they got to be home when that light come all the way on.
Right.
That's how I was raised, and didn't nobody have to tell
Well,
me.
these youngsters, you don't tell these youngsters what time to be in now, and it appears that the parents of today are unlike the parents of our day. Now, Reggie is like young enough to be my son. He is my daughter's ages, and so let's keep it in perspective. I'm a generation older than he is, and the further we get away from being old people,
right,
the more it appears that we are likely to run into difficulties. You know, we run into difficulties the older we get if we don't change with the system.
You have to evolve. You're gonna get left behind. If you don't get left, you're gonna get left behind if you don't evolve. That's with anything. If you don't evolve, you're gonna get left behind. You can't go. You can't live in 2023 like you lived in 1984.
Thank you.
You can't live. You can't.
That's why, Reggie, I left my old sermon clips up on my website. I want people to go way back to 1994 and see me.
Yeah.
I can't live today the way I lived back then.
No, you can't.
It's a different era altogether.
I mean, the whole thing is the kids are different.
Everything
the society
is different.
Your mate is different.
But does truth always reign supreme?
Absolutely.
There it is. See, truth always reigns supreme, even though everything has changed. Olitha Adams made that wonderful song years ago in the 90s. Everything must change. I remember that. I love that song. Now we don't believe that. We believe that everything is supposed to remain. Look, our world is.
It can't remain the same. It cannot. It has to evolve.
Mm-hmm.
You can't live like you did in 84, 94, 2004.
Why?
You have to change.
Why?
Because times has changed. The kids has changed. Life has changed. The jobs has changed. The marriages has changed. Everything has changed. Everything has changed all the way around. Everything all the way around.
Okay. Everything all the way around has changed.
Yes.
So you doubt if it'll ever go back to the way it was?
It won't. It never will.
Okay.
It never will.
Now, you know, like me, because you were right there with me, We came out of a church background.
Yeah.
Would you say that everything when you first start going to the church that I pastored years ago, would you say that everything has changed there too?
Yes. Church is totally different.
What do you
As
mean?
far as like now, church is more like church want to be. They don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear feel good. Churches want to be the feel good. Oh, hoo, ha, ha, yes, 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 pastor, yes, pastor, yes, pastor. They don't. If you hit them with the real, then your congregation gonna start thinning out. But if you stay the course, go here, go bang, 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 like you just go through scriptures, the scripture or PowerPoint, and then as far as like relationships, if you go on relationships like you was doing this about relationships and what a woman should do for a man should do for a woman, that's old.
All right. Mimo just said, Mimo Juarez said, you've got to change with the times.
Yeah,
that's right.
You have to.
You have to.
You have to.
But why is it hard for older people to change? Good. I'm 79. How old are you?
55.
55. Why is it hard for older people to change, Reggie?
Because older people are set in their ways. You know what I'm saying? Something that Bernie Mac said, I think that's the most that's the best thing that he ever said.
What?
He said, it ain't the kids that's bad. He said, we some punk ass parents. I said, that's the best thing he ever said. He said, we some punk ass. We want to be their friend, not their parent. We want to be their friend, not their parent.
I don't want to be no kid's friend. I'm the one in charge.
Like my daddy told me, he said, I don't care if you don't look like what
you know what I tell these little kids around here these days? I said, I didn't dye my hair white. It's white. You don't see no little kid walking around here with white hair. What does that mean? They ain't got a damn bit of wisdom.
But see,
all they know is where the toilet is.
Yeah, but I'm saying the thing is, I think that was, he said it ain't the kids.
Oh, that's Guillermo. That's Guillermo on here.
It ain't the kids, Pops. What it is, is the parents want to be their friend, not their parent. I mean, when my daddy walked up to me and said, "Look here, boy, do what I say, do. Don't do what you want to do. Do what I say, do." And I okay, but my daddy would light me up, baby.
How do we get it back? Because
we're not going to get it back. We're not.
And Guillermo, look, man, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was you.
We're not going to get it back. That's
you
gone.
Can write some comments if you want to.
Yeah, we're not going to get it back because
man, you scare old people like that.
That time is gone. That time is gone.
Wait a minute. I'm not talking about bringing the time back. I'm talking about bringing the respect back.
Yeah, I mean, I was at a Poly football game a couple of Fridays ago.
All right.
And I was sitting next to a young lady friend of mine. We grew up together. And she was like, man, my mom used to talk smack to you, talk smack to me. And man, your mama can smack me. My mama can smack you and nothing be said because there ain't nobody parent gonna get mad because you smacked the shit out of Reggie. Ain't nobody gonna get mad if you smack the shit out of me because I evidently for somebody to smack the shit out you was doing something wrong. You was doing something wrong. See, nowadays you can't hit no kids. You can't talk smack to no kid. You know, when they took disciplinary out the school, that's what fucked everything up.
Well, listen, Guillermo, you talking about all these smart gadgets and things like that, and you had to adapt to it. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to adapt to it. You could have been like many older persons. But I'm lying because, and I don't want to lie on my own show. But I'm going to tell you, there was a time when Mark Ramsey, my producer, said, John, you need to buy a computer. And I told him, I don't want no computer in my house. I remember that. And I ain't got nothing but computers all around me. While I'm doing the show, there it is. I'm looking at me doing the show. I got all these contraptions around here all in my house.
You change with the times.
I had to change or
you got to evolve. You got to, like I said, you got to evolve.
Okay. You got to evolve. Got to evolve. Okay. Guillermo says, I had to, for the last job you had. Really? You mean they getting, oh my God, tell us about it. Because see, if you have to change to keep a job and you started the job and didn't have to change.
I mean, look at most jobs now. A lot of people can work at home, sit in front of a computer. They ain't got to go in the office. They don't have to go in no office.
Well, man, I wish I had me a job like that. I work right here,
They
and I'd be working my own stuff on another computer.
they out there.
You mean to tell me I could get a job paying good money from working?
Working from home. A lot of people working from home. A lot of people working from home. Ever since that COVID-19, a lot of people working from home.
Well, I heard on the news last night that they coming out with a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
2025, they're gonna come up with another one.
No, they're saying we're gonna have to take shots, more boosters. I'm not. All right, let me see what G-Man is saying. These new electric vehicles are the same as the old ones. How is that? No, these new electric vehicles, well, they're the same as the old ones when he talks about running out of juice. But a couple of electric Ubers have picked me up.
Oh yeah.
And they ride funny.
They ride smooth.
No, they ride funny because there's no weight in them. The car is just a tin box rolling down the street with a computer satellite guiding it. Man, if that major satellite goes out, well, let's get back to the old school discussion. All right. How many of you, not only out there listening to me, but how many of you listening to me after the fact stay with your mother and father? And can you make it without staying with a family member? Can you survive it in this new era?
It's hard out there. It's hard out there, man. It's hard. I mean, just like apartment that I stayed in 1991, 92, the exact same apartment. It was $800 back then. Everybody was like, oh, it was too much money. That exact same apartment is $2,500. I'm like, what? That exact same apartment is $2,500.
$2,500 to stay 4 weeks out of a month. Wait a minute, $2,500.
Right.
That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's $500 a week. Wait a minute, 2,500. Yeah, that would be
$550 a week.
And $50 a week to stay in an apartment.
Right.
And you got to pay the electric and water and power bill too?
Yep. Yeah. I had to pay my cable bill. I had to pay my gas bill. I had to pay my water bill. I mean, not my water bill. I had to pay my electric bill. I had to pay my cable bill. I had to pay my gas bill.
Well, I'm priced out already. I'd be homeless.
Yeah.
I would be homeless.
I mean, it's so expensive now. And I see why kids are staying with their parents a lot longer, because my daddy didn't tell me to leave. I left on my own. I had to go. I said, cause my mother came in my room one day. My parents smoked cigarettes, and I'm finna go to a party one day, and I just got it cleaned up. I'm finna take a shower, got ready to go. Mom's coming in my room smoking a cigarette, and I asked her, "Don't smoke a cigarette in my room." And this my damn house. Yeah. Just went off on me. My dad said, hey, whoa. The boy don't want to smell like no cigarette. Yeah, he finna go out to a party now. Mom went off on me. I said to myself, I looked at my dad. He looked at me.
I hear you.
And he just knew.
I hear you.
That next month, I said,
Guillermo, you messing with me, Guillermo. You messing with me, boy. You messing with me. Why you ask me that? He said that these new electric cars are the same as the old ones. And I said during the dialogue, they're different. They just lighter. And then he came back and said to me, oh, I'm reading you, G-Man. Just like when you used to talk to me in the Bible study and have us laughing. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to find your way.
See, the thing is.
Now, you know what, man? I got to answer G-Man's question.
Go ahead.
He said, am I not the same man that I was? That's what he asked me. Technically, yes. I am. I'm the same man that married Lucy in 1967. I'm the same man that got drafted in 1965 and went into the army and got sent to Korea. I'm the same dude. I wear my hair the same. The voice is a little tamer, but I'm the same man. Yes, but I'm not the same man. Why?
Because you evolving with the time.
No, but am I the same man that I was? Think it through. See, I know what you're trying to do, G man.
I can't say the same. You've been saying to me ever since I've been coming to your church on 88th and Broadway, or 80 something, 118th and Broadway, whatever it was.
Okay.
Yeah, you've been saying.
You said that I'm the same man.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
For like you always want to teach. You always have been a guy that's going to teach us, and we need to change. And we don't do this. We should do this. We should do that. Should do this, because if you don't, just you know, like you say, if you don't change, you're gonna get left behind. He's always telling us you got to learn to change, you got to learn to evolve, you got to learn to do things a little differently, and but still, all the principle still remains the same.
You guys that I'm having a conversation with right now,
Right.
here on the live, are interesting because I know both of you men intimately. I taught you in my classroom.
Right.
I've been in your homes, both of you.
Right.
Now, it should be very easy to answer the question, is not John Coleman the same man he was when you first met him?
Yes.
And Guillermo would say, yes, also.
Yeah, you're the same man. You haven't deviated from nothing. You never compromise on nothing. It's the real deal, Holyfield, all the time with you, all the time.
Did I tell you to say that?
Nope. I mean, that's you always have been that person.
Okay.
You know, you always been good, great counsel, great leadership. Open your eyes and think. You know, always have been that type of person. Open your eyes and think.
Okay, talking about changing, Guillermo said that the new electric vehicles are not like the old ones. No, they're not. No, they're not. And that's why I won't buy one. That's a good point, Guillermo. That's why I won't buy a new electric car. Because I drive an internal combustion engine car, a 4-banger, a 6-banger, or an 8-banger, and if you're rich, a 12-banger. But these electric cars, they got batteries all in the back. They hum. You don't even hear the car when you accelerate. It makes you, am I in a car or what?
And see, a lot of cars are going hybrid too. A car is like it's battery and gas operated.
Man, that's crazy. Somebody is making a killing. You're right, G man. But you know, old school reality is different from this stuff. It's what guys. It's why
evolved,
I don't go to. I guess so. That's how come I don't go to church, because the church displayed by people that are seeking God is different. I think a lot of these people are maybe finding God somewhere. At least I hope they are. But I've tried to go to church and I can't go because I'm saying, what is this?
Because you know the dialogue. You know the scripture, because you're not gonna let nobody hoodwink you. Or this scripture mean this, the scripture mean that. You know the Greek and the Hebrew of the Bible. So they can't tell you what this being over here and this will be over here, and you know it like what?
Right.
And you apologize for the Lord.
See, I'm saying, but they have to go to church. There's church right around the block from me, right around the corner. It's on the corner of 60th and El Viso.
Okay.
There's a church on the corner there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a small, it used to be when I first moved in this neighborhood where they're holding the church, it used to be a mama and papa little grocery store ran by a Chinese couple. We used to go over there and get fresh eggs, milk, butter, and a few canned goods. And I remember when they went out of business because they said, oh, Mr. John, we have to close our store down. The big supermarkets were coming in, Costco's and everything, and it put the old mom and pops out of business. That's how long I've been in this neighborhood. Now it's a church. I go over there sometimes. I listen when I used to walk my dog.